My mom always said that eating peas would make my eyes sparkle. And it wasn't until I was 18, registered to vote and about to leave for my freshman year of college, that I realized that that actually wasn't based in real science. And it was in fact just made up bullshit. So I stopped eating peas. It was the first decision I made as an independent college woman. And you know, college is a time when you make a lot of those types of choices. Choices that feel really big at the time, but turn out not to mean anything, like, what should I study? And then all those little choices that seem inconsequential, but have long-lasting impact, like, should I have 1 or 2 scoops of ice cream for breakfast? And of course, surrounded by so many people closest to your age, what about love? I was thinking about love one night in my dorm room near the end of my first semester. I had just gotten back from the Student Union Center where I worked in the kitchens. And I was thinking about love because I had spent my shift making out with someone in an industrial freezer. So naturally, I was wondering, how do you know when you found the one? And I was glad it happened near the end of my semester because I knew in a few days my dad would be coming to pick me up. And I could ask him for some advice on love in the 3-hour car ride home. And I didn't want to ask anyone else about love because I was lucky. And for me, my parents have always been an example of people who chose right in love. They got married in 1977. And to this day, they still accidentally show up to events wearing the same t-shirt. Which means after 41 years of marriage, they still love each other so much that they want to buy matching clothing. So he picks me up and we start the ride home from Penn State. And I say, Dad, when did you know Mom was the one? And he looks out at the mountains and he says, well, Kelsey, your mother has always been the most cosmic woman I have ever met. Ah, shit, man. Cosmic? Was I ever gonna find anyone to describe me as cosmic? And then he went on to tell me the moment. He had been on a road trip with a bunch of friends that included my mother and had the misfortune of being designated overnight driver. And while everyone else slept, my mom stayed awake with him, and he said they had the best conversation. I was thinking about that game changer of a conversation the first couple days of break. It must have been something. And then I started to wonder, had my mom had the same moment? Was that her moment for my dad? Is that how love worked? And so one night I walked into the kitchen where my mom was eating cheese and loading the dishwasher. And I said, hey, Mom, when did you know Dad was the one? And she quick put a piece of cheese in her mouth. And I started to wonder, did my mom forget her moment? Should I remind her about that life-changing conversation? And just as I opened my mouth to give her a little bit of a hint, she turned and she said, Kels, the first time your father and I had sex in your Nana's house, I started to think it might be a long-term setup. And I thought, well, shit, I gotta start eating peas again because my mother is this brilliant woman who obviously gives great advice. In life, I should be eating vegetables. And in love, yes, conversation and connection. But I gotta make sure that sex is dynamite. Thanks, Mom.